Hey guys, Jim Silvia here. Just wanted to check in a little bit. I'm trying to post a little more as we get closer to the book launch in October of 2026 this year. Um, I still read other books and other histories to kind of keep up with the connectivity of history. I tell people in the park all the time that history is all connected. The world is a lot smaller than we think it is. We just have to realize it at some point. And I'm reading a book here. It was, written probably 40 years ago. I got a little bit of glare on the light there, but just the basics about colonial economy. Not particularly exciting. A little dry at times, but I always push through books like this. I never stop reading. I read all the way through to the end, even if it takes a month to get through it because I can't, read more than a few pages at a time. Not saying that this book is that, but um, what you gain from a book like that is insight. And I always want to read it all the way through because there could be some insight in the very last chapter. And as I make my way through my path in the history realm, I want to make sure I have all the right tools in place for when I'm talking to people in general or whether it's a visitor on one of my tours. I want to make sure that I've got that knowledge in the back of my mind that I can pull out at any time. And one of the reasons why I wanted to create this post today is to talk about history and how we look at it. And I know there's a lot of people out there who talk about, looking at history in, if we're talking about the Civil War in 1860s glasses. And sometimes it may seem like a little bit cliche and everyone says it, but what does that really mean? And as I was working on my book, I really had to use this as a tool, not just as a mindset. And I want to explain that a little bit. So, if you're working on a book or you're working on a paper, a project, you want to make sure that you're not thinking in terms of today and what you know today. You've really got to get into the mind of the people that you're talking about, but you've also got to get into the time where the people are living. So, the 2026 economy is very different than, say, for John Brown in the case of my book, than the 1859 economy. And the politics are different. And the worldview is different. So you need to understand that because when you're studying, when you're pulling, research from original documents, from original sources, you got to know what you're looking at. You got to know what they mean because, something that is written today, it could be the same exact sentence, but it means two different things in 2026 and 1859. So you have to be very cognizant of what things mean to people at the time that you're writing.